Hello friends, welcome to Magdi again, and in this video we will be continuing our series on Flex. So I have two blank files here as always. I have put the style.css in the CSS folder. So what we are going to do today is make this layout in HTML CSS using Flex, and I have other three layouts. These are for your reference, you can do it yourself. So once I show you the first one, you will be able to do all these three. If you have any queries or doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. I think it will be better to learn by actually creating some layouts rather than going by the book. So let's first type in some HTML code. Let's create our blank structure first. As always, I'm using Emmet. You can just download and use the Emmet plugin on your text editor. So let me type HTML:5 and I will name it Flex Example 1. So I have given the title as Flex Example 1. Now let's link the style sheet here. As I said before, I had saved the style file in a CSS folder, so I have linked to the CSS path. Now let me arrange these boxes side by side, so that windows side by side, so that you can have a better view of what's going on. We are going to create this layout in this tutorial. It's a pretty simple one, and I just think that by watching this tutorial you will be able to do the rest of the three layouts which I have shown in this video. So let's start with the first one. I will just reset the CSS by resetting the margin and padding to 0, because that's all which is required for this tutorial. I will create a wrapper class with a width of 1280 pixels and will center it using margin 0 auto. So let's create this wrapper division here. I have created the wrapper division. So let's code the header part, the blue top bar. So here in the style I will just mention width as 100% and will give a height of say 80 pixels and a background color. I will just try to match the color in the layout here, so I will just try and give aquamarine. It's more greenish than what I thought, so let's change this to light blue. Maybe that will be a bit closer to the one which I have chosen in this layout. So let's change this to light blue. That's looking a bit different. So let's go to Photoshop and copy the exact color code. I will just open the JPEG file here in Photoshop and use the dropout tool and just copy the color code and paste it in the CSS file. So here I will use hash and the color code. So let's check it now. So obviously now it will resemble totally to what it's in the layout. So now let's create this white portion beneath the header. So I will just name it below header, and let's style the below header part. I will give the width of 100% for this one also. And we'll give a height of say let me just maybe 300 pixels. We will try with 300 first, or maybe 250. There is no point in checking in the browser because the background is white, so it will not show up. So let's insert the gray box here to the right. You can place any image or anything inside this gray box, but that's a different thing to do. But right now I am just going to show you how to place different things using flex. So I will just give a width of 200 pixels to this gray box and a height of say uh, maybe a width of 250 pixels because it's more of a rectangle than a square. And I will give a background color of dark gray. I think this will look good. So let's try it out in the browser. So you can see that it's aligned to the left. So we have to align it to the right. So the normal way of doing this is using a float and using the value of right. But as we are going to work on flex, first let me just change the width and height of this rectangle so that it looks more like a rectangle. So we are here going to use flex. So the first thing we have to do is identify the containers. Below header is the parent container and the gray box is the child one. So in the parent container we have to type display flex. Now see what this does. Actually we have to use one more property here, that's justify content, and we have to use the value of flex end to align it to the right. So now you can check it in the browser and you will see that it's aligned to the right of this white container. So here if you can see here in the layout, you can see that we have borders for this. So what we will do is we will just use align items and give center value, because we know the height of this below header is 250 pixels and the height of the rectangle is much lesser than 250 pixels. I have changed it to 170. If we can see in the code, I will just show you here. Here you can see that the gray box has a height of 170 pixels, whereas below header the height is 250 pixels. Now we have to give this right margin here. So let's give a right margin to this gray box. So I will just type margin right and give a value of say 30 pixels. Now let's check it in the browser. Now it's looking fine. So this is how you can use flex to fast align divisions inside the parent division. So now let's do the content area. So I will just give a class of content area, and inside the content area I will create 3 divisions, one for the left content, one for the middle one, and one for the right content. So I have created these 3 divisions inside the content area division. So let's style these. For the content area, I will give a width of 100% as always, and give a height of say 250 pixels. And we have to copy the background color which is given to the header portion. So I will just copy it from here. So we have created this blue content area portions. Now let's check it in the browser. Everything is fine till now. So let's place some content within this area. For that I will just place it in the paragraph. Before that I will just give a title for this area. I will just use lorem ipsum as a text, and after that I will place some text here, random text here. You can just type lorem and the number of words if you are using emmet. So I will just copy this content to the right section, and for the middle section we need some more content. I will copy the header and title, and then place some content here. So now let's check it in the browser. We haven't styled the h1 tag and the paragraph tag. So let's check it how it looks. So it's aligned to the left, one below the other. So first of all we will need to align it properly. Before we align that, I will just create the styles for the h1 and paragraph tag. So for the for the H3 one, because we have used H3 for the title, I will just use a font family of Arial and a size of 16 and a font weight of 200. For the paragraph tag, I will just copy it out and reduce the font size and the font weight. So let's check it in the browser now. It's looking a bit smaller than what I was expecting, but let's start with this one and let's move on to other part, that is using flex to align this properly, because text is not that important now. So I will just give a color for this tags so that it doesn't look that dark. So we have to align this properly. So here in the parent container we have to type display flags. Now what this will do, this will automatically align it in a row. If you can see that the middle content area portion has got automatically stretched to double the area or more than double the area of the left and right container. That's because it had more content. So that's the beauty of flex. It aligns according to the content by default. Let's style these left content, right content and middle content. And I will just give a value of, I will give a padding for this of 20 pixels, so it will insert space all around it. Now the middle portion is much more width than what I wanted to. So what I will do is I will just select the left content and right content and use a flex value of 1. This is equivalent to flex grow 1. And for the middle content I will give a flex value of 2. So the middle content will be twice the width of the left and right content. That's how this works. So you can see now that the middle content area is double the size of the left and right content area. I hope you understood how flex grow works. Flex, instead of flex grow you can use flex, which is a combo of flex grow, flex shrink, and I think it's flex basis for the third value. For the time being you can just remember what I have typed till now. In the future tutorials I will discuss other aspects of Flexbox. I will just increase some text here so that it looks good, like in the layout. So this content area is ready. Now we have to finish this off with the footer area. So for the footer I will give a class of footer, and inside the footer division I will create another division for copyright. You just need to give a class of copyright here, and inside the copyright division you can just type in copyright block. In fact you don't need to use a division here, you can directly use a paragraph tag, but here I wanted to show you how to place divisions inside a parent division. So I am just using one more division here. So I will just style the footer as always as width 100% and give a background color of dark gray and a height of 100 pixels. Now this is the parent, as regard to flex, footer is the parent container and copyright is the child container. So to center this copyright text, which is now in the top left of this footer box, what we have to do is I will just add a paragraph tag here so that it automatically turns the font to Arial, and let's change the color for this to around something around white. So light gray. Now it's aligned to the top left. Now to center this, it's very easy. As I told you, we have to use display flags in the parent container, and in the child container we just need to use margin auto. Now this will automatically center the copyright block text in the middle of this footer container. So it was that easy. So that's the beauty of flags. You can just align everything very fast. Likewise, I have 3 more layouts here, which I will not be showing you here in the tutorial. Instead, I would like you to try these out, because practicing these layouts will give you much more confidence. This is the first one. You can just pause the video and try to complete this. The last 2 layouts are much more difficult, but it would be very interesting for you to try it out. If you have any difficulty in completing this, just ask me in the comment section and I will help you out. This is the third one and this is the last one. Here you can see some columns on the top right corner. This will be a bit challenging, but it will be interesting because it uses the same principle which I have used in this tutorial. So hope you liked this video. Please do subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you would get all the updates.